This former journalist and motorcycle racer is known for his tenure as editor of Cycle magazine and for winning the 1977 AMA Superbike race at Daytona. Please welcome Cook Neilson.
Hi, everybody. It's great to be here. Great to see all you people. Hope you're having a good time. Hope you had a good supper. I know we're trying to be brief here, but before we get to Araldo, a brief word about the word GOAT, G-O-A-T. It's an acronym for the greatest of all time. One is with us here tonight, and we are sitting inside of the other one. The first, Mr. Kenny Roberts. Two-time American Motorcycle Association national champion, the only rider in history who won all 5 different American Grand Slam events in the same year, 3-time 500cc world champion, first American motorcycle world champion, and Kenny did it his first year racing in Europe, which is something that everybody says is completely impossible. So by any measure, Kenny Roberts is the greatest motorcycle racer who ever lived. Kenny, you want to stand up? Please. The second GOAT I'd like to mention is this place. This museum, these grounds. Here we have motorcycling's grandest cathedral, built 22 years ago by my friend George Barber, and is the largest philanthropic project ever undertaken by an individual in the history of Alabama. Every time I roll in here, I am struck dumb by the scale and grandeur of what George imagined and then built. Other world-class museums have elegant buildings, certainly, but no other museums are surrounded by a racetrack and provide a bouncy blow-up church for hasty confessions and hasty weddings, 2 things we've all needed at one time or another. It's been said that the first motorcycle race happened when the second motorcycle was built. There is a hierarchy among motorcycle types that race on pavement. At the top of the classification pile is MotoGP, what Kenny and his son Kenny Jr. Used to do. These bikes are purpose-built, all-out factory racing weapons, essentially unlimited except for engine size, engine configuration, weight, a few other arcane provisions too complex to mention. These bikes literally cost tens of millions of dollars and have no discernible connection to anything you might see on the street. Right below these demonic creatures are what are called superbikes. These are souped-up motorcycles based on bikes you can actually buy and ride. Because of this relevance, this connection, many consider superbike racing the more important of the 2 classes. If MotoGP shows what manufacturers can do, Superbike shows what manufacturers can do for you. And this is where Araldo Faraci comes in. I first knew Araldo when we were drag racing bikes back on the East Coast in the 60s. He'd come from Italy to basically remanufacture Benelli motorcycles for the American market on behalf of importer Cosmopolitan Motors. He found himself working at a Honda dealership. That was successful, that effort. Then he went to the Honda dealership, and he built a reputation as a guy who knew his way around high-performance stuff. He stayed there 15 years. By 86, he had his own place, his own customers, and a considerable amount of success building and tuning superbikes. He was given a Ducati factory superbike to campaign in 87, enjoyed considerable success for several years, and then in 91 hooked up with Doug Poland and hit the road for Europe and World Superbike Racing, where he and Doug faced serious factory competition from Suzuki, Honda, and Kawasaki. Problem? No problem. Faraci and Poland won the Superbike Championship and 17 or 24 races against the strongest, most experienced competition the world could muster. And they did it again in 1992. In 93, Faraci and Poland campaigned in the United States and won another championship, this time the AMA Superbike Championship. It bears mentioning here that Ducati is currently viewed as the world's premier manufacturer of high-performance, high-priced, exotic motorcycles. Ducati is the Ferrari of motorcycles, if you will. Araldo's success here and in Europe in the early 90s had much to do with establishing this reputation during a time when things were not going so smoothly for Ducati in Italy. Certainly things are better now. The bikes are beautifully engineered, beautifully styled, lust-worthy creations from a fully mature manufacturer that's owned by the Volkswagen Group. But still, why race? Because racing success provides the substance underpinning the romance of exotic machinery. Competition, especially for a company like Ducati, was then and is still today essential. Remember, back then, the Japanese behemoths made more bikes in a day than Ducati could make in a whole year. Yet here was Araldo and his genius rider, Doug Poland, beating them in a race series that connected directly to products all of these factories are selling to the public. But beyond that, it was a huge morale boost, not only to Ducati's executives and engineers, it mattered to the people on the factory floor who were bolting the everyday bikes together and doing it with just a little bit more care and purpose. I'm not saying Araldo kept Ducati going all by himself, but what's undeniably true is this. He helped prove in a very public theater that Ducati could compete heads up against some of the most powerful manufacturing concerns in the world and kick the crap out of them. So thanks, Araldo. Congratulations on being this year's Grand Marshal. You deserve it. I'm done.